I get this distinct feeling when I do comedy that I'm gonna throw up on my shoes.
Your next comedian, the very funny, the very awesome Kathleen Nicosi.
I am a shy and private person, but it's been so worthwhile to get on a stage and do that.
Oh, I was at a comedy show the other day and I was behind the scenes and one of the younger comics came up to me and she said, I'm just so glad that like it gives me so much hope to see like a lesbian your age who still like goes out at night. And she just meant like 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. Like,
when I started, I was told to, as a female comic, to avoid talking about your mom, don't talk about your period.
my mom wanted me to be gay so bad that I was like, no! No, I'm not gonna be what you want, Mom. I'm gonna be a fucking rebel. I'm gonna suck this.
I used to kind of shy away about talking about being queer on stage.
You're really putting yourself out there.
It's still a really hostile environment, especially if you are a woman or a person of color.
I didn't know what part of me the comedian would kind of attack next.
I hate women. The only reason I couldn't be gay is because I could never fuck a man. Because I could never fuck something that I respect.
I think a lot of liberal, white, male, straight comedians have positioned themselves as the voice of everyone else.
I was talking to this guy who's Native American, and he's like, I can't grow facial hair because I'm Native American. I'm like, I guess if you tried to grow facial hair, it'd be a patchy beard. He didn't laugh at all. He was like, I'm Cherokee. I was like, it was a joke, and it was awesome. Go ahead and use it.
I would do these rooms where other comics would be welcomed and kind of do a lot better, being like, oh, aren't women the worst? And like, my life, and like, whatever.
Right at the top of the list, when you think of great inventions about women, you think of the,
Some people think that that's comedy, because it has been for like a long time.
They make fun of something about another person that they haven't had to deal with.
You see everyone laughing who's obviously having a shared experience. You're not in that. You are once again reminded that you're in the minority and that minority status is something that other people find entertaining.
What do you know about that? Like, you don't get to make fun of that.
It's like if we go down that road of, hey, don't make fun of this, don't make fun of that, as long as you're trying to be funny, you're okay.
Someone else saying something about your comedy isn't censoring you. That's a discussion we're having.
As society members, we do usually sit and listen to stuff like that.
And finally, we're just saying no.
You can stand up to those people and you can get up and leave and you can not give them your money or you can ask for your money back.
It's scary for a lot of people who have established a career based on diminishing people.
We do the sexy stuff. It was really good. Like, I still can't talk about it. It was that good. It's like the opposite of PTSD. Like, what is that called? He's like, happy memories?
I didn't realize how much my material was kind of subtly political. When you can go up there and talk about white privilege and make white people in the audience laugh, and part of them are gonna think about that, like, oh, we do that.
And I know there are a lot of white people here, so please don't get upset. Anyway, but no, you will, because that's what you do. But you're so cute. But I mistakenly told some white friends that I didn't know what This American Life was.
I started doing stand-up in Seattle and I realized that I was like one woman out of like 70 people signing up for an open mic.
The owner of the place, he came out first and he goes, hey, don't do any jokes about your lifestyle. And he like gave me the swipe.
Lately, we've been doing a lot of comedy shows in my living room.
That's kind of the backstage, like that hallway right there.
Where we say that this is going to be a hate-free space. That includes no racism, no transphobia, etc.
No, we gotta save it for it's gotta be organic, you know?
What's up, party people?
I don't know a lot about what's gonna happen in the afterlife, but I hope that I get there and they sit you down in front of like a big gaydar machine and they tell you like, who through your life was queer? Like, I want them to like project the picture of like my 6th grade Spanish teacher and be like, he was gay, you were all right. Like, your first girlfriend was not gay, that was all a misunderstanding.
You know, you just kind of push, you open it a little bit more, you go a little further.
So I am a fat person, I mentioned that earlier. I'm fat most of the time I say that in conversation. And even like at comedy shows, someone will say to me, no, you're not. Just, right. I actually had someone yell out, you're beautiful. Yeah, I know, like what?
I'm kind of giving people permission to laugh about something that otherwise they may use against me.
But I love being fat. There are a lot of pros to being fat. Here are the pros, everything.
I mean, a lot of people use comedy as therapy, but it's also therapy for the audience. Being able to take an experience that was traumatic and like even societally traumatic for people and bring it to a place where you can talk about it and laugh about it.
Because they don't feel lectured, they don't feel yelled at if you're doing it right.
And the people who have the best gaydar are children. Like, often when I'm at the grocery store or something, like a little child will like whip their head around and they start watching me across the grocery store. And it's like weird, I'm like, hey. And if they keep at it and the parent isn't looking, I'll mouth, you could be gay too. And it's like a gay agenda.
What gives me hope is that even though, you know, a lot of these comedians are struggling like in obscurity, they're still just creating this amazing art.
That's the whole point. The whole point is like, if you don't see what you want, you create it.
We don't need to like constantly make fun of people in a way. That's not the only way to laugh.
Half the time I'm just smiling when I'm up there because I can't believe that people are smiling back at me about these things that I tried to hide for so long. I'm gonna walk off this stage and you're gonna go on about your night and maybe you'll actually talk about this later. Maybe you'll actually talk about what it might feel like for me to be queer.
Comedy can do that. You know, those moments where you don't know if you can breathe and then you find out you can because you're laughing. That's what comedy can do.
Thank you all for being here. I came to talk to you tonight about cultural appropriation. Don't you want to know when you look stupid?
Dear Mom, I'm gay, so let's never talk about this again. Love Rebecca.
I've been doing the hormones thing for about like a year and a half, 2 years now. Got some small boobs out of it. So it hasn't been a total bust.
And one thing that I have got down is this haircut. I have the same haircut for all night.
Sometimes I like to bone straight girls. I don't really know if lesbians bone, but I mean like fingers have bones, so that must count for something.
Like kids would come up to me and be like, hey Lucy, here's some garbage, you wanna eat this garbage? And I'd be like, a plague on both your houses! And like run away.